The story opens in 1966 in Gary, Indiana. An 8-year-old boy named Michael should be outside playing like any other kid his age. Instead, he's confined to 4 walls for the exacting discipline of his father, Joseph. Joseph is training Michael and his 4 brothers as a single unit, a group he's built and named the Jackson 5. Their mother, Catherine, watches it all unfold with growing unease. She's troubled by how hard Joseph pushes them, but she feels powerless to stop him. One night at dinner, Joseph tells Michael he's staking everything on him, promising to prepare him, support him, and push him harder than ever. Catherine speaks up, saying the boys already have school and shouldn't be under this much pressure. Joseph isn't moved. In his eyes, life only offers 2 outcomes: winning or losing. The training only intensifies from there. The brothers start performing live, with Michael out front as lead singer. One evening after a show, Catherine tells the boys to wash up and get to bed. They have school in the morning. Joseph overrules her instantly, insisting the performance still needs polishing and that sleep can wait. Despite the boys' exhaustion and complaints, he pushes forward anyway. Then comes a harrowing moment. Joseph beats Michael with a belt. Unable to take it, Michael locks himself in the bathroom and cries. That night in bed, he switches on a small light and loses himself in his favorite story, Peter Pan. By morning, he's back in rehearsal with his brothers, Joseph watching over every move. The family spends much of this period traveling by bus between shows. On the long rides, Michael buries himself in comic books, studies television for dance moves, and drills his singing endlessly. Bit by bit, through all of Joseph's harshness, he keeps improving. By 1968, the Jackson 5 land a show at Chicago's Regal Theater, and it's a triumph. Joseph watches proudly from the wings. Afterward, a woman named Susan, visibly struck by Michael's performance, approaches Joseph and hands him her card before disappearing into the crowd. It's an opportunity that will change everything. Not long after, in 1969, Joseph and the group arrive at Motown's offices in Los Angeles, a meeting Susan helped arrange. During the audition, label founder Berry Gordy coaches Michael to stay closer to the mic and keep his footwork controlled. Then Michael sings, and Gordy is floored. He tells Michael, in essence, that he's never heard talent quite like his, that he's genuinely one of a kind. As the two talk shop over vocal technique, Joseph steps in and calls time, saying Gordy needs his rest. Michael says goodbye, and Gordy continues encouraging him even as he leaves. Soon after, Michael cuts his first record. In one conversation, Gordy advises him to shave a couple of years off his age if anyone asks. Better to say 8 than 10. The record becomes a massive hit almost overnight. Michael is suddenly a household name, chased by journalists everywhere he goes. By 1971, the family's success has bought them a mansion, Havenhurst, in Encino, California, a property that still stands today. One quiet afternoon, Michael is in his room reading comics beside his pet mouse when a brother interrupts. Joseph wants him downstairs, and could he please put the mouse away first? Downstairs, Joseph introduces him to Bill, the new head of security assigned to protect him. Around this time, Michael spends many evenings watching TV with Catherine, opening up about his life and his love of animals. When she asks why he doesn't make more real friends instead of spending all his time with pets, his answer is quietly sad. Kids don't treat him like a normal person, they just want photos. Catherine reassures him warmly, telling him she knew he was different from the day he was born, and urging him never to forget it, to let his light shine brighter and brighter. Not long after, Michael performs for hundreds of fans at an amusement park. By 1978 in Los Angeles, Michael, now 20, sits down with legendary producer Quincy Jones. Quincy asks how he plans to break the news to Joseph about a solo album and stepping away from the family act. Michael insists he'll say it to his father's face like an adult. When the moment actually comes, though, he can't do it. Instead, he has a lawyer and a business manager present the solo project to Joseph as their idea, explaining that Michael wants a creative outlet of his own and that Quincy, an exceptional composer, will produce it. Joseph agrees, but on one condition. Michael keeps working with his brothers from morning until 5 each afternoon, using whatever's left of the day for the solo record. That night, Michael and Bill head to the studio to begin work with Quincy. The results are extraordinary. The album becomes a massive success and wins Michael fans across the country. As his fame grows, he starts regularly visiting sick children in hospitals, donating heavily and spending real time comforting them. One day, the family gathers outside the mansion awaiting a mystery delivery, assuming Michael has ordered something extravagant. When the crate opens, they're stunned to find a baby chimpanzee inside. Michael names him Bubbles on the spot. Michael spends countless hours with Bubbles, sharing his achievements and even reading him Peter Pan. Flipping through the book's illustrations, he becomes fixated on the shape of the character's nose and grows unhappy with his own. Not long after, he undergoes rhinoplasty. When he comes home afterward, Joseph is stunned into silence at the change, while Michael is simply pleased with the results. He keeps expanding his menagerie, eventually building a small private zoo on the property, snakes included. During a family meeting in his office, Joseph announces plans for a new tour and live album, framing it as something everyone should be excited about. The brothers push back. One has already left the group, and they're unsure how the act even continues without him. Joseph shuts down the objections, making clear the decision is final. When Michael refuses to go along with it, Joseph's temper flares, and Michael storms out, has Bill drive him away, and, hidden behind a hat and sunglasses to dodge fans, finally breaks down in tears. He vents to Bill about how suffocating Joseph's control has become, insisting he loves his family but wants the freedom to choose what actually makes him happy. Bill's advice is blunt. Joseph isn't going to change, so Michael needs to build his own team, hire a serious lawyer, and start thinking hard about protecting his future. Michael keeps performing for massive crowds, filling long bus rides after each show writing lyrics. By 1981, Michael sits down with a group of lawyers and advisors, including one named John. Michael asks if John understands what his real goal is. John doesn't hesitate. Michael wants to become the biggest star on the planet. Michael asks everyone else to step out, then tells John privately that he wants Joseph removed from the company altogether. Soon after, Joseph receives official word that he's been terminated from the Jackson family business. Furious, he goes straight to Catherine to vent about Michael's decision. Her response is calm but firm. Michael has grown now, no longer under Joseph's authority, and everything the family has, they owe to him. Joseph snaps back that it was he who pulled the family out of poverty in the first place, that their success is his doing, not Michael's. Catherine simply tells him to believe, then walks away, leaving him standing there. Later, Michael and Bill stop by a toy store, signing autographs for fans along the way, before heading home to hand out gifts to his brothers, who are out shooting hoops. Back in his room, he winds down playing with Bubbles. While getting a glass of water in the kitchen, Joseph corners him with the termination letter, criticizes his decision, and storms off. Soon after, Michael is back at the hospitals, bringing gifts to sick kids and posing for photos with them. That night, he meets with John to talk through his next moves. Michael lays out an ambitious vision, the biggest stadium tour in the world, short films built around his music, no interviews, no press. He wants to stay mysterious, and an album designed to shatter every sales record. John suggests testing a few experimental performances first. Meanwhile, Michael throws himself completely into the new record, determined to top everything he's done before. While writing lyrics, a news segment on TV sparks an idea that will later crystallize into something bigger. He calls Bill and asks him to round up a group of young dancers for a short film. When they arrive, Michael greets them warmly. Most are already fans, and tells them he believes music and dance are a universal language capable of bringing people together and changing the world. The group trains relentlessly, and after one session, Michael plays the track and films a dance sequence that turns out spectacular. He stays consumed by the work for a long stretch, perfecting the closing track and settling on a title for the album. After watching a horror film on TV one night, he decides the final track should lean into horror themes. He and the dancers rehearse it obsessively until every beat lands. The result is another masterpiece, and once it's released, Michael's fame goes fully global. He and John later sit down with Walter, the head of the company backing them, who tells Michael that whatever he wants next, they'll make happen. It's the reward for what he's achieved. John pushes for the album to get airtime on MTV, at the time one of the most influential music channels around. Walter hesitates, noting the channel rarely plays black artists. Michael's answer is immediate and unwavering. He made the album for everyone. He won't accept being treated differently because of his race, and he wants it on that channel regardless. After pressure from the label, MTV relents. In 1983, California hosts Motown's 25th anniversary celebration, and Michael delivers a performance nobody will forget, unveiling for the first time the move that will define him, the moonwalk. By now, his fan base spans the globe. Backstage afterward, Gordy embraces him with pride, and his family arrives to celebrate too. Everyone is thrilled for him, everyone except Joseph. Not long after, Joseph starts scheming again, meeting with a promoter to plan a worldwide tour for Michael and his brothers, starting in North America and hitting stadiums only. He wants to restore the family name, and he's calling it the Victory Tour. That night, Michael watches TV with Catherine before heading to his room, where Joseph is waiting to pitch the tour. Michael resists at first, but after enough emotional pressure from his father, he eventually caves. The Victory Tour's opening show goes forward with Michael and his brothers on stage together. Then disaster strikes. A pyrotechnic spark catches his hair on fire. His brothers rush to put it out, but the damage is severe, and Michael is rushed to the hospital as fans outside erupt into panic. After an agonizing wait, a doctor finally updates Joseph and Catherine. Michael is stable, but in serious pain, and they're working to bring his heart rate down. Joseph's first question is how long Michael will need to stay in the hospital. The doctor looks at him, incredulous. Michael suffered third-degree burns. Of course he's staying. Joseph then asks whether Michael will be able to perform again. The doctor is stunned that this is even a question, reminding him his son nearly died and needs real support right now. Michael spends time afterward discussing treatment and reconstructive options with his doctors. Outside, thousands of fans keep vigil, praying for his recovery. Inside, he's struggling emotionally. Catherine stays close by his side, and Bill brings him his favorite foods, though Michael has no appetite and asks him to just set it aside. Catherine tells him quietly that she's sorry she couldn't protect him. Later, John arrives with a Mickey Mouse doll as a gift. Before reaching Michael's room, he notices Michael already deep in conversation with another burn patient. Once they're alone, Michael tells John he wants all the settlement money from the accident donated to the hospital's burn center. These kids are suffering, he says. The doctor reassures him that healing takes time, and when they step into the room, Michael lights up at the sight of the Mickey Mouse doll and thanks John for the gesture. Back at the mansion, Joseph is already talking to Catherine about getting Michael back on the tour, insisting they need him. Catherine is horrified, pointing out that Michael survived a near-fatal accident, and all Joseph can think about is the show. Joseph deflects, bringing up the other brothers and their need for support too. Catherine tells him plainly that they'll find their own paths and make their own choices. Back in the hospital, Michael tells Bill he sees this as a second chance at life, a reason to let his light shine, spread love and happiness, and once he's out of here, go on a journey of his own choosing. A year later, in 1984, the Victory Tour reaches its final show. Backstage, Joseph proudly talks up the family's success. Michael steps out and delivers a performance for the ages. His singing, dancing, and stage command on full display, the crowd roaring with every move. During the farewell speech, Michael thanks the audience and his brothers for sharing the stage with him, then drops a bombshell. This, he tells them, is his final tour performance. The brothers wave the crowd goodbye and the show ends. Joseph is blindsided, confronting Michael afterward in disbelief, but ultimately has no choice but to accept it and let him walk away. By 1988 in London, Michael is at the absolute peak of his stage presence, delivering another unforgettable show to a crowd of screaming, singing fans. His performance is described as nothing short of breathtaking. The film closes on an open note, leaving room for a possible continuation that might dig into the darker chapters of his life still to come. Michael Jackson changed the world of entertainment forever, and the story, inspired by real events from his life, ends there. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to watch more videos like this. Thank you for watching.